Coming up on today's show.
I don't want to go back to the life I had before you. What about my life?
I mean, it's about time Kate Winslet brought us a lesbian love story.
Today, we're going to explore sex.
Which happens in the mind.
If you're working on a job that's draining you, time to reevaluate. If it's that toxic ex that keeps messaging you on Grindr, maybe step away.
What am I not giving to myself that I need? Now is the time to sit in these feelings of vulnerability and feeling like you're alone, because the only person that really needs to hear you at this time is you.
Welcome to the Queer Talk Show. I'm Eddie Fritz.
And I'm Justin Gerhardt. As you can see, we have an amazing show coming at you.
And Justin, I see you have your Jed North polo on. Looks fabulous.
I do indeed. Yes. Thank you, Jed North, for outfitting us on the Queer Talk Show. And if you want your own Jed North, head over to jednorth.com and use our 20% off promotional code. But before we get to the show, Eddie, we have to talk about what happened this night. Well, happened the last 4 days. The Republican National Convention. I have few words, only feelings.
I have a few words.
Okay.
I have a few words. First of all, last week we talked about the Democratic Convention. What a freaking difference between the two,
Hope.
Right? Hope. The lies that came out of that man's mouth.
Not just him. There's so many people. That's what's so. It's like almost traumatizing.
You know, the fact checker on CNN, right? He said, like, I don't even know where to start. He said, I have just a list of 20 right now that I'm going to tell you. That the things that he said. And then the thing that just kills me, he blamed Biden on all this violence that's happening in the US. Who's the fucking president?
I know.
It's happening under his watch. And they're saying that Biden would have done a worse job with coronavirus. How the fuck do they know? Excuse my language. And I need to have my wine because this is so upsetting to me. I'm sorry.
But this is what he does. He takes whatever truth he wants to create and spin and says it enough times. And now it's not just him. It's all of the people that were a part of this 4-day extravaganza that was just doom and gloom about how horrible it's going to be if a Democratic president were to get in. And let's just be clear, all of what's happened in the last 4 years is under Trump as the president.
I know.
So there's actually no logic to it. And that's what is so upsetting, that there's so many people behind him that are willing to just throw up the torch and back him in any way they can.
You know what? This is too negative, too depressing. You know, can we just move on to something?
Let's move on to the Queer as Fuck moment of the week.
Let's do it. Love it. What do we got?
Okay, guys, are you ready? TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, is happening, even virtually. They're doing it this year. And none other than Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan are pairing up in a movie called Ammonite under the direction of Francis Lee, who brought us God's Own Country, another beautiful queer movie, two beautiful men falling in love in the hills of Europe. Now we've got two beautiful women rolling around the hills of Europe, falling in love. So we got a little clip for you guys. Enjoy.
Don't like the water. What is it?
Cheap tourist fodder.
Beautiful.
It pleases me you struck up a friendship together.
What is it? Something? Nothing?
go back to the life I had before you. What about my life?
And coming up next, we have a little clip to show you. Part of one of our shows on the Queer Network is a coming out series that we do. And we have been featuring the drag queens from Canada's Drag Race. And on this week, we have Boa.
Hi, my name is Boa, the bitch on Arrival, and I am from Toronto, Ontario, on season 1 of Canada's Drag Race.
You know, all drag is valid, all drag is great. If you want to do it professionally or just for fun, figure that out, figure out your character, figure out if it's true to you, and then just do it to the best you can. Drag is an art.
I love taking risks. If you know me and you see what I do, you know I'm always trying to do something crazy and different and out of the box.
And also this week, you guys, we had a queer conversation with life skills coach Tracy Hutchinson.
Can you give some examples of what the motivation would be behind somebody wanting to have a friends with benefit, casual sex, and a relationship? What about the motivation of validation?
If I would say one motivation for all of these different hookups and everything else, the biggest motivation behind that is fear. When we pursue that sexual partner, whatever, we're pursuing something that we think is external from, and happiness is always brought by the external. When the whole time you had unlimited amount of joy with you. I mean, just unlimited.
Up next, we have Matt, our astrologer. Let's see what he has for us and what's in the stars.
Hey everyone, so right now we have some planets going toe to toe with each other. Mars, planet of action, is squaring off against Saturn. A square, like it sounds, is when two planets are facing each other and there's a bit of tension, a little bit of friction. With Mars, it really wants to get everything done quickly, but Saturn wants to slow down, hence the predicament. So really decide where your energy is best served. If it's that toxic ex that keeps messaging you on Grindr, maybe step away. If you're working on a job that's draining you, time to reevaluate. This is really the time where you can see what's working and what's not. And then also on Wednesday, September 2nd, we have a full moon in Pisces. So full moons are a time to really release what no longer serves you with regards to opportunity, love, sex. It's got to go. We have no time for any of that. So really take a moment, light a candle, burn some sage, do some journaling, and release and purge who and what no longer serves you. And stick around to next week where I go more in depth on these transits because there's a lot more tea to spill. I'll see you then.
Up next, another moment with Lucio.
Hey everyone, Lucio here. I understand that we are all in the midst of a pandemic because the entire world is having to deal with the exact same thing. We're having to stay home. We're having to disconnect in a way physically with interactions. You're having to space yourself out at the grocery store. So what is this really reflecting to us as a society and the world? Hello, where are your boundaries? Where are your boundaries as far as taking care of yourself? Sometimes we felt like in the past where before the pandemic happened, we could get everything that we needed and wanted because it made us feel acknowledged or validated or heard or seen. And right now, a lot of our feelings are coming up that make us feel vulnerable because we're feeling alone or we're feeling segregated. But really now is the time to understand and ask ourselves the question, where are my needs not being met? If I'm having to constantly be on any app, social media, or a dating app, or having to look for something outside of myself, let that be the reflection of going, wait a second, let me pause and take a breath and ask myself, what am I not giving to myself that I need? Now is the time to sit in these feelings of vulnerability and feeling like you're alone, because the only person that really needs to hear you at this time is you. But you've got to give yourself the healthy space to be heard. What are your priorities? Where are your feelings and what are you seeking, honestly and authentically? If you choose to go out and engage, please be cautious, take care of your health, take care of the person beside you, and remember, Your greatest responsibility will always come from you. You are loved and you are worthy. You are whole and you are enough. I'm sending you so much love and a big safe COVID hug. And if you decide to go out amongst community, please take care of yourself and take care of your neighbor. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, and I'll see you next week.
Ooh, we just love our Lucio. You know, it's one of our favorite things on this show, our moments with Lucio. And I just want to follow that up with, we're going to occasionally share a little meditation tip on this show. And today, I just want to share with you a breathing technique that I use, that I highly recommend if you are really stressed out, if you are anxious, if you need to just calm yourself. This is a wonderful technique that you can use. And so I'm going to demonstrate it now. And Justin, if you would like to partake. So
I would absolutely adore this.
All right, so just close your eyes. And let's just start with taking a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in from your stomach up through your chest, to your throat, to your mouth. Breathe it in. And breathe it out through your nose. Okay, now this technique, what we're going to do, we're going to start with, you're going to breathe in for the count of 4. You're going to hold it for 4, and you're going to breathe out for the count of 8. All right, so here we go. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe it out for 1, 2, 3. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's do it again. So, and you can use whatever count that you want, whatever you're comfortable with, as long as the key to this, as long as the exhalation is twice as long as the inhalation. And when you breathe it out, just keep breathing, 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 breathing until it all comes out, okay? So let's try it with the 4 again. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's it.
If that doesn't bring you right to the present moment, I mean, what a beautiful, simple, easy, anywhere you are at any time of the day tool.
So that's it for this week's show. We really hope that you enjoyed it. We love doing it. We love bringing this to you every week. And, you know, look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you again to Jed North for providing these beautiful shirts, and also to everybody who contributed to the show this week. We are so grateful to have you all a part of the Queer Talk Show. We've got really exciting things coming up, so stay tuned.
And
remember,
keep it queer. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, I'm starting.
Yes, you are. To talk a bit, blip, blip, blip.
Excuse me.